I wrote a long comment on Passport Bros video because there's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to go out and get foreign women. It's another thing to speak hatefully towards the descendants of Israel. First off, if you're a descendant of Israel, which many black people are, you should not be going out and getting foreign wives or foreign husbands. It doesn't mean that if you don't already have a foreign wife or foreign husband, that if you decide to come to the Most High, that the Father will not graft them in. But the problem with foreign wives and foreign husbands is they will force you sometimes into worshiping their own gods, which often are literal gods, fallen angels and that kind of thing, or like things like money and status and wealth. I mean, the problem with a lot of black people is they are looking for status because we've been oppressed for so long. We think that by looking like the very people who have been servants of Satan to oppress us, we are going to get some kind of status or glory or feel like equal to them. The truth of the matter is, you're never going to feel equal to them because they're not going to let you feel equal to them, because that is the spirit of Satan. So I got cut off. Satan is the adversary. So that's what Satan means in Hebrew, the adversary. There are certain ways and certain alignments that man can have to be in connection with God, and Satan is that which cuts off that connection from God. One of the ways in which he cuts off that connection from God is through pride. That's actually the reason why Satan fell. And so when that connection is cut off, you start developing spirits like thinking that you're better than other people. Usually that will manifest itself in just like dirty looks and gossip and slandering people and that kind of thing. That's the spirit of Satan. If a person is harboring that spirit, especially on a very high level, they are always going to try to make you feel like they are better than you. They are going to, even if they don't try to make you feel like that, they are subconsciously going to perceive themselves as that, and sometimes consciously perceive themselves as that. So there's that. The other thing I want to say is, you, and maybe you can only know this when you come to the Most High, or if you have the DNA of Israel, you already, as a uniquely made individual on this earth, are equal to these people. They, of course, don't want you to know that, because if you know that, then you're not going to be striving for the things that they strive for to feel better. These people are empty, a lot of them, and that's why they look for power, they look for status, they look for wealth, and then when they have it, they use those things to oppress other people. That is Satan. Psalms 139:14 goes, "I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and great are your works." This is the very verse that made me realize that the Father had put me on this earth, and in conjunction with Jeremiah, where it says, "I have a plan for your life," a plan to, exalt you and that kind of thing, were what made me realize that I'm a unique individual. I'm not below anyone, and thus, if I'm not below anyone, neither is anyone else, and that I have a purpose. And when you understand the purpose of your life, which is to serve God, and that comes, and serving man comes in conjunction with serving God, then people can't move you. When you start serving the purpose of Satan, which is trying to look for money and status and wealth and self-exaltation and exalting yourself over people, then you're going to be moved all the time. Anyone can come to you and say anything, and you will just fall over. You will start to whine and complain and cuss people out and point fingers and all these kinds of things because you're insecure subconsciously. That's why Christ says, build your house on a sturdy foundation. Many people build their houses on sand. And just so you know, the sturdy foundation is Christ. But I'm going to share with you 1 John 2. And this is starting at verse 15. "Do not love the world, nor that which is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust of it, but the one doing the desire of Elohim remains forever." So the lust of the eyes, what do you feast your eyes on? A lot of you are feasting your eyes on the opposite sex. Some of you, Kevin Samuels, the same sex. And you're feasting your eyes on just things that you can have, material things. The pride of life, boasting and bragging in your education, boasting and bragging in your new house, your new car, money, stocks, all that kind of thing. Things that you think are sustainable and everlasting, but they are not. Typically, they're material things that give you that pride of life, I mean, these things are fleeting. That's why you constantly have to find other things in order to feel fulfillment, because they can never fill you completely. There's a really amazing video, I think it's called Broken Plates, and I'll put it in the comment section, where it's basically referencing just these people that go and they keep trying to find these things to fulfill them, and then when they finally came to the Most High, that's when they got their fulfillment. So unfortunately, this is the state of humanity. That's why you have all this choice out here, you know. If I don't get the Reeboks, well, then I can get the Nikes and I can get the Adidas and all this kind of stuff, you know. That's why these marketing agencies promote pretty people, because they're playing on the fact that you want to be attractive. You don't know that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. They put some model in the video with some Adidas on, and you're like, wow, I want to be just like that model, because I don't know that God chose my hair, my eyes, and that he already made me uniquely, and even if I don't look like that model, I'm still a person of worth. And so you go out and you buy these Adidas trying to be like this person, and of course everybody around here is wearing Adidas. Well, I don't want to feel left out, not knowing that the Father is with you all the time, like you're never alone. And also seeking the validation of man. It's a status thing. Like, I don't want my status to be reduced because I'm wearing the shoes from Payless. I want to appear as though I have a high status, so I'm gonna get these Adidas and that kind of thing. So, you know, this is what causes the pride of life, and it puts you in a mentality where you then start looking at other people and judging them for silly reasons. The reason why there was such a harsh comeback from the men on this video that I wish I knew his name. I don't know his name, but the name of his channel is Passport Bros. The reason why there was such a harsh comeback is because when you go into Satan's territory and you are trying to give people keys to, you know, the gates of heaven, Satan is going to backlash against you because he's trying to continue to keep these people in bondage. A lot of these men have been convinced that that they need to have some kind of status and wealth to be able to be reputable, high value men that all these women want. And I'll go out and get my foreign wife. I want a traditional wife, but I'm not going to be traditional. I'm going to backlash against the things of God, which are traditional. But, you know, I want to be treated like the man that has the stocks that I have, because I'm high value, of course. Look at my education. And sorry, I'm starting to sound like Mr. Smith, but that's what Mr. Smith sounds like. You know, that was his whole purpose, to keep Neo in bondage so that he's not free. You don't have to do that. The Father has already given you a purpose. He's given you a plan. He's saying that you're uniquely made. You don't need all these extra things to feel like you're a person of worth. You don't need it. I hope there's at least one person that hears me out here. Now, concerning dating the foreign women, you know, many men feel like they can get a traditional woman, but they're still going to distract you from the Most High. And I'm not against what a lot of these traditional women are doing in other countries. I really do think a female's best place is in the kitchen. Like, that sounds super dated. I don't really care, because the Father gave men and women certain roles to play, and when they play those roles, they have more peace of mind. That is probably why a lot of these foreign women have a lot of peace of mind that quote-unquote modern women don't have, because they are keeping it simple, basically. But even with that said, the Father told the men of Israel not to go after these foreign women. The women of Israel, which are a lot of black women in America and around the world, there are also other women as well. They are having a tumultuous time right now because they too are against the Most High. Basically, like I said in my other video, these women are like the woman caught in adultery. The problem is, you bring the woman out to be stoned, but you don't bring the man out to be stoned. The men are in a place right now where they are thinking in their minds of saving face, I think is what it is. But the long-term problem this is causing right now, and is going to continue to cause, is when you don't turn inwardly and start to heal from those wounds, that rejection, you know, the hatred, the bitterness, the anger, and the same thing with women. You're going to carry that with you, and because you have been turned into destruction, you're going to go around destructing everyone else around you. And really, it only creates a toxic cycle. That's why it's better to come to Yah, to stop the cycle, so that you can have some kind of peace of mind. Because at this hour, it's no longer games. We're talking about sudden destruction is coming. I've seen dreams of just like asteroids and meteors falling from the sky. Other people have seen dreams of floods happening all over the world. One young lady, who is Israel, even though she's white, spoke about a lot of Europe going underwater, parts of America, and all these kinds of things. This destruction is coming. So it's better to turn to the Most High. We need to all stop being wise in our own minds. We need to think about the things that we're doing, we're saying, and we need to turn inwardly and start to heal from the wounds. One man had got on the video and he commented, oh, why are all these black women trying to be spiritual all of a sudden? That is a distraction from Satan. For the simple fact is, every person on this earth is only walking by the Spirit of God. while they might not be spiritual, as in they're seeking after the things of the spirit, they still have that spirit in them. And hopefully one day they will come to the knowledge that they are supposed to be walking in the spirit and not in their flesh, as it says here, because all that's in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, and that kind of thing. Those are fleshly men that go after these things. Spiritual men go after the things that is going to give them more of the spirit of the Most High. That's going to give them peace of mind, true peace of mind, and not false peace of mind. Because certainly a lot of people think winning wars with other people in arguments, I won, I've got peace of mind. It's a fleeting peace, we'll put it that way. So, black people have been spiritual for a long time. If you descend from the tribes of Israel, which many black people do, their whole plight was drawing nearer to the Most High. So to say, oh, why are all these black women trying to be spiritual all of a sudden? Like, they're going back to their spiritual nature. Why? Because this world is crumbling. Nobody wants to stay angry. Nobody wants to stay bitter. Nobody wants to stay resentful. People are searching for answers outside of what they can just see and feel, okay? They are looking for the deeper things of life, the deepest being the Most High. So all that is to deter people from following the spirit. And it's not going to work, because at some point the destruction has to come, and you're going to start wondering what's happening around you, and you're going to start seeking outside of what you already know. So start seeking the Most High, y'all. He is awesome. He has healed me from so many things, including cancer. He's healed me from depression. He's healed me from anxiety and a variety of things. He's given me peace of mind. Even being out here by myself for the most part, I don't feel alone because I know He's with me. So again, you guys be blessed, and may the Most High keep you. In the name of Yeshua.